Go. Okay, well, here we are. Welcome, guys. I'm here with Megan today, and we are going to talk about online classes and especially online class in Facebook, because we want to just give you guys a couple more ideas on what you can actually do on Facebook and how we can help each other and support each other to get more people interested in oils and also just from the home, right? You can do a class very easily from the home. And so we've been doing some Facebook classes, events. We've been setting up events and doing Facebook classes in that. And we want to share both Megan and mine. Anything else you want to say, maybe, before we share them?
Nope. Let's just dive in. So, I guess what I would say is, yeah, we'll show you what we do. And then I would love to hear back from anybody who has any ideas on ways it can be improved / ideas on how you have done online classes if you have. So yeah, let's get started.
Okay. So, well, should I start? You want to start?
Either way. Do you care? Okay, here, I'll get started. And then you can fill in too. All right. So let me just bring this up. Okay. All right. Make sure we're on the right thing here. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, do you see it? Do you see my gorgeous picture on there?
Yep.
Great. Okay, so last week I did a class on supercharge your energy with essential oils, as you see here. And I decided that I would just have it for 3 days. But what I did was I set up the event in Facebook beforehand. I did it the week before. And had it all ready. It's really easy. So when you come into your Facebook, you can, when you come to your home page, so like up here at the top, you can see home button and stuff. And here, I'll just kind of show you real quick, just in case anybody has any questions. I know I got a couple questions from some team members the other week about doing that. So, just ignore the news feed or whatever. But anyway, so you can see here on the side, events. And then you come into event, and like you see here, you can create an event. And so that's what I did. And I'm not going to show that to you just because, it's pretty self-explanatory. Facebook walks you through it. It'll ask for a title, it'll ask for when you want to do it, and then it'll give you the option to invite people. So what I did for it then, from that point, so I named it, figured out what I wanted to talk about and stuff, and then figured out when I wanted to have it. And then what I did from there was I sent a private Facebook message to all the people that I wanted to invite for the class. Mostly for people who were new and hadn't really experienced the oils before, but then I did also just send a quick message to people already on my team who had already used the oils and stuff. So, it was kind of for everybody. It was to expose people, new folks, to the oils in case they hadn't heard much about them. And then also to, just to continue teaching my team members, either about the topic if they were interested, or even just give them ideas for their own Facebook class. So I sent out private Facebook messages. I also did text message just in case, for whatever reason. And so I got in touch with people beforehand. And for some of the folks, especially people who hadn't used essential oils beforehand, I offered them a sample. And that's something you can do just to get a little bit more involvement. It's kind of nice to have a physical sample if someone hasn't used it before, so that then they can have something to try. They can look at your class, get good information, and then they can also try the oil. So that's something that you can absolutely do when doing these classes. It doesn't have to entirely be online. You can also have a little bit of interaction in that way too. But be sure to invite people to your class outside of the event, because you can, because what you'll do here is you'll send out invitations through the event that'll go to people, and they can either accept or, not accept it or whatever. But oftentimes a lot of people don't see those invites. I know that people have invited me to events, and then I'll see it much later and be like, oh wait, crud, I didn't respond to this event. Now I feel kind of bad. Not really, but whatever. But you want people to see your event. You want them to see your class. And so make sure that they're aware of it. So really be sure to send out those invites. That's why you do it, because you want people, we're all about valuing our time here. You don't want to be wasting your time on something that people aren't going to look at. And so as much as you can, send out invitations to people so that they know your class is happening. And then also what I did too is I opened it up to my team members and said that, hey, you all can invite your people, anybody new that you want to share the oils with, so on and so forth. So then, as you can see here on my screen, 176 people were invited. Now only 19 people went, 4 people said maybe, so that's a huge number. Now, I'm sure that, we all could have, I probably could have done a better job at marketing or whatever. And that's something that we'll talk about in just a little bit. But still, 19 people came to the class and it was pretty good. So, but really a lot of it is making sure that people are aware of your class, really just sending those invitations out and inviting people in so that they can participate. If people don't know it's there, then they're not going to participate. And it was pretty nice too, because then, yeah, like you guys watching this, you invited your friends and you all participated. So thank you very much. But this is something that we absolutely should be doing for each other. So whenever any of us have a class online on Facebook or whatever, be sure to let your teammates know, let me know, let Annemarie know, let everybody know, so that then we can invite our people and so that we can also attend your class and support it as well. We're a team for a reason, right? And so we can absolutely support each other in these things and then get the word out, because the more people that participate in your classes, that comment, that like things, the more that those things get promoted, and it gains a lot more energy, a lot more attraction to this class. So let's make sure we support each other in that.
Yeah, and maybe just to talk
Oh, yeah.
about that.
Sure.
So I think it's important to remember, so when we get that invitation, often I do not get invitations about events and I do not see it. Very often I do not see it. So if I don't see it, then I'm not going to assume that other people know it either. So there is something about what you said, Megan, about really going on text, or especially calling people or texting them, or letting them know, hey, this is a class and it's going on all the time, but I would love for you to learn a little bit more. You can put a little bit incentive in there, like, okay, we'll send a free sample away, or we'll have some giveaways in there. That's a fun way as well to get more people involved. But I would love to see this number go up, right? I had about the same number when I did my class, and we're just starting, so it's not like it's bad or anything like that. But I think we have to really get the energy up, but also the invitation up, and letting people know this is kind of a unique event that I'm doing. I would love to see an event like this every single week, hosted by different people that we can all share into. Like Megan said, I did one. I know Megan did the other week. I'm kind of missing it this week, and I said to Megan, why don't we do a little bit of an educational one around this, and let people know how to do this and show them how to do this, because it is fairly easy. And if we all chime in, a lot of people can get benefit. It's really having a class online that people can zoom in every time, right?
Yep.
Can we go up a little bit still on your
Sure.
screen? I'm just looking at one thing there. I can look more. So she did it from April 11, right? 2 days. I did mine 3 days.
I did it 3 days. So I did it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And that kind of felt right for me, because it felt like, and obviously it's, whatever feels right for you. If you want to do it all 5 days, that's great. I liked kind of doing it in the middle of the week, so that then, Monday we have an extra day to kind of introduce it, get the energy up in there. And then on Friday, to kind of then decompress or whatever. But I mean, I really liked having it in the middle of the week, just those 3 days. Because I mean, when things, go all week, I don't know, that felt a little bit dragging to me. So I just wanted it 3 days.
Yep. Okay, awesome. Okay, go for it. Go. What else did you do? What
Okay.
did you do?
All right. So as you can see here, I had my class description where I just talked about what this class was and just, introduced it, kind of how it was going to run and all that. And so, make it short, long, whatever, but make sure, that you express what your class is all about, so that people can know what's going on. And then let me just kind of run you through some of what happened during this class. So the way that I structured my Facebook class here with this event, so as you can see here, I had a Zoom call that I recorded, I posted the replay. So what I wanted to do, what my intention was for this class, was to make it kind of simple and to have kind of 3 main components for each day. And so what I would do was, for each day, I started off with a Facebook Live, and you can absolutely do that from your event. And so it will broadcast it out to the people who are attending the event. And so that's pretty nice. And so I started off the day with a Facebook Live just to introduce the day, what we were going to talk about, and just to kind of get people's energy up and, get us all into the, mode of, okay, today we're talking about sleep. Okay, today we're talking about nutrition, all that good stuff. And then the next component that I kind of did throughout the day then was to post articles. So I posted a lot of articles from doTERRA.com. I even posted a couple, I think, from PubMed or whatever. So, wherever you want, start posting up some information. You can even do infographics. That was something that I meant to do, didn't quite get to it. But any kind of little pieces of information and things that you want to post up, that was another part of my presentation. And then the third component that I had was the live component, where people could participate if they wanted to. And I used Zoom for that, what we're using right now, and what we use for our 6 a.m. calls, for our Tuesday night calls. And so I decided that I wanted Zoom to be a part of the class, just so that people had an option to interact with me if they wanted to. Now, for this class, I definitely could have done a better job, I think, on reaching out to people and inviting them, making sure that they really were like, hey, can you come on the Zoom call? Really inviting people and letting them know that that was an option. So something, things to think about for the future. But I think that it's really nice, if you can, to have an interactive component of your class, so that, there is some interaction, so that if people have questions, and they want to talk to you live, then they absolutely can. And Zoom is also a really nice option, because then you can have lots of people come on, and you can record it, and then you can repost it onto your Facebook event so that people can watch it again later. So those were the 3 main components of each day of my class. And, so like I said, on each day I focused on a different topic. So the first day of my class, let me just scroll down, just kind of show you what it looked like. So the first day I talked about sleep, and get down, gosh, I did put a lot of information on here. Jeez. Okay. Well, all right. Well, it's kind of loading right now, but whatever, that's fine. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. We can see our Chinese sleep wheel here. Anyway, so for sleep, I introduced the video, and it was also day 1. So I just introduced it, said hello and all that. And then I posted information throughout the day, and I even gave a little preview here about what we were going to talk about on our Zoom call. We talked about the Chinese sleep wheel. Annemarie actually presented that during the call. And, so unfortunately I had to reschedule my Zoom things kind of throughout the day, because it was a little bit crazy. So again, things to keep in mind, try to be consistent when you schedule different parts of your class, so that people can actually come on and, can actually plan on it. So try to be as consistent as possible. Again, some hiccups there, and I was just learning, still, working on things. It's always, an evolving process, and, it gets better every single time. But these are some things to keep in mind, so try to be consistent as much as you can. But anyway, so I would post information, announcements. I mean, really, the Facebook event is just a really great way of doing a class, because then you can just keep everything within the event, and if people are following it, then they can come in here easily and get all the information. So then you can see here, I posted the replay for our sleep call on Zoom, and people can access the link, which is pretty nice. And then you can see here, next day I was live. Welcome to day 2, nutrition. Wow, that's kind of funny watching myself here. Anyway, we're just gonna scroll up. But yeah, and here is actually a really cool part that I want to emphasize for all of you. Some, really cool idea to keep in mind when you're planning your class, is to bring in experts. So for day 1 on sleep, I brought in Annemarie, who I consider to be an expert. She knows a lot about sleep. She's had a lot of experience working on it with the oils, and, she does, incredible energy work, and then she also has her nursing background. So Annemarie really has just incredible information to share here. So I used her as an expert on day 1 for sleep, and, it was really well. And then the second day, when I talked about nutrition, I had Jillian McMullen come on, and I interviewed her. So hopefully you got to watch the interview. It was actually really fun. I had a really good time doing it. Yeah, there we go. So you can see here I did it with Jillian, and she was my expert for the day on Wednesday. And she is a dietitian. She has extensive experience, used to work at the Mayo Clinic, and she loves doTERRA, has, some really valuable experience and expertise that she shared on this video. And so she was my expert that I decided to help me out on this video for Wednesday, and she graciously accepted the invitation. But that's something to really keep in mind, something to really boost the energy of your class and to really make it, just that much more quality, is to bring in experts, bring in other people who know equally, who know maybe not equally as much as you or whatever, maybe they even know more. I definitely know that Annemarie and, Jillian, they know, even more than I do in some of these areas. And so bring in experts as much as you can, because that will only strengthen your presentation here, and it will bring in a wider audience. So wonderful things to keep in mind. And if you ever need help too, let me or Annemarie know. I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but I do have a lot of expertise here. I do have a lot of knowledge about the oils, and I love doing interviews with folks. So If any of you do need help, please let me or Annemarie or Jen or Shauna or anybody know. And, we will absolutely come on your class. And yeah, and so that's a really wonderful option just to strengthen your class. Now for the last day on fitness and workout, I didn't have a chance to get an expert on there, but, I still did the class anyway. So even if you can't bring someone on to your Zoom call or whatever, still absolutely do it, because it's a nice way to interact with people if they want to, and just a great way to get information across. So absolutely do that. And as you can see here, I had lots of articles. Now for the articles, one thing to keep in mind that I'm going to point out that I did here, let me see. Yeah, here we go. So you can see here, I posted first thread of the day. Here's some wonderful articles to help you get ideas for how to boost your energy, blah, blah, blah. So what I did there was I started a thread, and I posted all my articles in this one thread just to, kind of keep things more organized, so that, okay, you read that article, okay, here's the next article, so on and so forth. Now, each day I think I maybe did like 2 threads, just to kind of break up the information a little bit, just because I felt that some of my threads focused on different things. And so I had 2 or 3 threads. I think I had like 2 threads each day. But it's a convenient way of organizing your information, just keeping it all in one place so that you don't have like a million different posts coming on. So that's another thing that I recommend just for organization's sake, just to make it a little bit easier. And let me see what else. Yeah, so definitely see I had a couple different threads going on here. Just with lots of different information that folks could find and read, and just get different ideas. And so that was a nice thing. And yeah, and then I had the Zoom call. And so that was a really great way. And again, absolutely post your replay so that people can watch it if they weren't able to get on, which, yeah, so just have it there. But those are kind of the main components of my class. So Annemarie, would you like to go over your class now? Comments? What do you have? What would you like to add there?
Yeah. Let me do my screen. So let's. There you go. Sounds good.
All right.
Things you do. Mine was a little bit simpler, and so let's share both so people can have both. I love
Yeah.
it. It was beautiful and wonderful. So,
Awesome.
I want to show this one. Can you see my screen?
Aha! Yes, I can. I see a picture of us on the video.
Right. So I kind of did the same thing. I call it the gym bag protocol. I had a little bit less invited. This was the first week we did it, and we had 18 people going, so that was pretty awesome. I did kind of, so what I did, I didn't do as many videos as I wanted to be honest. I wanted to do more videos. It was my first time actually doing this. I was very happy. This was a video I did a Facebook Live with Jen.
Beautiful video, by the way. I loved that one. That one had awesome energy in it. So you and Jen really nailed it there at the stand.
That was fun. Yeah, you should see it. And then this one was fun too. So Jen just posted on one, which is nice too. She actually came in and posted about on the page this separately, just her own post, which you can always do as well. So that was great too. I did another Facebook Live that was a video actually we did with Megan. So that was very nice too. And I did get comments, and here I also put a deep blue use. I did more videos of myself than anything else. Here it was another one about there was an introduction about the gym bag protocol, and I put some more informational articles about deep blue polyphenol complex and things like that. And I also put a video about Mao that I did earlier that was also all about deep blue and how to use them. So this is mine, and I think either way is fine. I would say start experimenting with it. Let me get out of here. Let me unscreen. Let me see. There we are. Let me stop share for a second. So I think either way is fine. Whatever you want to do, whatever feels right for you in terms of. There we go. Both of us on there. Whatever you want to do in terms of how much you want to post or how little you want to post, it does need to have some content, right? And whether you do it by video or by articles, but just get people excited about what's going on, and they can do it from their own home. They can do it from their own easy living room, right? It's like we are doing right here. So it's much easier than actually having to go out, and you can generate much more interest as well. So I guess this is just an intro. We'd love to have some feedback on what you think was good, was not so good, what you liked, what you didn't like. And then we would love to kind of put out an invitation to you guys and say, is anybody ready to do this with our help, right? And let's put out another invitation, like choose a subject create the event, start inviting us, and then we can also start inviting people. And then let's be really conscious about making comments like we did on on Project Touch as well, where we actually make many more comments as the day goes on. So this can become something that people can really like, wow, this is really cool. They really know what they're talking about. It's really a way to amp up your validity, right? And say, okay, we're here and we know what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say, as you're doing that, also think about inviting some people that you may not have thought about, and just sending them a text and say, hi, I'm doing this class, would love for you to attend, it's all online, and really get it out that way. So I think that's all I have, Megan. Do you have any other ideas or advice, or what you?
Well, so one idea that I do want to put out there, just, brief thought that I want to mention, is that using Facebook, using online tools is another way to connect with people. And I remember when I first started using them, it was kind of a way, for me to hide behind my technology. So I kind of used it as a way to get around talking to people. I didn't, when I was a little bit more afraid of talking to people. But I remember you, Annemarie, you remind me, you're like, don't hide behind the technology, make sure that you're working with people and really getting connected with them. So if there's anything I want to say is that, yes, online tools are wonderful, and make sure that you are connecting with people through them. Don't just kind of throw the invite out there into cyberspace and be like, oh, I hope someone looks at it, great, whatever, but really connect with people, really make sure that you are valuing your time, because you have a very valuable message to share here. We're not just doing this for nothing. We're sharing this because this really is quite valuable. And so make sure that you are connecting with people and letting them know that, and really providing the value then, of course, so I mean, let them know there's value there and then provide it. But yeah, I think online is a wonderful way to connect with people. Just another medium of doing that. So have fun and invite us and let us know so we can come support you in it.
Yeah. And I like the idea of what you said, because ultimately, even on this, right, when I do a video, I do think about the people that I'm connecting to. And thanks for reminding again, Megan, about that, because it's important to, even through video, connect. And connect with the people that you do. For us, it's all of you guys, team members, business partners. We want to connect with you as you're doing it. We want to make it as easy as possible for you to share about the oils and to get people in your world who love these oils. And this is just a method. This is just a method to get people interested. And then, of course, it's important to follow up and all those kind of things, because people do ultimately have to have the oils in their hands, right? Whether they buy it themselves or whether they get a sample through us. The last thing I want to put out is it's been a little bit of an idea that we have to share samples before people purchase. It's nice to share, and if that's your method and if that works, awesome. But don't stop. Like, for example, I had somebody yesterday, well, he said, like, I have people all the way in Europe and I can't give them samples. I'm like, well, first of all, yes, you can send it to them. But more importantly, they have your word, and give them an invitation and a challenge to try these oils, even if they don't have an oil in their hands right now, right? Just your word is actually very valuable. They know you, they trust you. So actually you recommending something to them should mean something of value. And that, so trust it as well. Amp up the trust a little bit there, where you say, whatever distribution method I choose, right? Whether it's online, person, whatever I do, trust that it's actually reaching people and that you can change people's lives because of that, because of your follow-up. It will never just happen with one video. It always has to have some kind of follow-up. Well, I wouldn't say never. Some people buy with one video, but it is harder. So I would say that. So yeah, so take this tool, use it. Like Megan said, let us know when you're going to do an online class. I would love to schedule some, so we don't overlap, all of us, but we can overlap too, by the way. I don't care about that either. If some of you, like 10 of you, would all want to do an online class next week, I'm like, go for it. That's awesome. Let's do that. I can support that. So let's do that, because I feel like we're really in an upswing. April, May, it's an upswing right now. So let's do that. Well, thanks, Megan. This was really wonderful.
Yeah.
And
fun.
It's fun. Yeah, I think you did an awesome job with your.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, just yeah. So I mean, I guess one more thought was, I was just like, Facebook Live videos are awesome. Just a note, because they end up broadcasting and they do try to build an audience for you. And so really use Facebook Live. And I guess, yeah, going back to the idea that people don't need samples necessarily, like, it is a nice thing, but I think, yeah, when you feel solid about doTERRA and like the oils and really have that strong, you know, belief or whatever you want to call it, but really that strong trust and confidence in what you're selling there, you know, which stems, of course, from you using it. Like when you really feel strong in that, you can sell to anybody. Like I have definitely signed people up, you know, I think like maybe 1 or 2 people off of this now where like they didn't get a sample before the class online. You know, they just listened to it and they're like, I want to try it. Let's do it. And so I did. I was like, here are the instructions. And I think I like Skyped with them or something and helped them sign up. But, you know, and then another person just like went onto the website and did it herself. Like, so it was fine. And then I have another person on my team, you know, shout out for Alicia. You know, again, she posts tons of stuff on her Facebook page about the oils and doesn't necessarily do online classes, but she's posting about the oils like all day, every day. And she just signed up another person the other day who had been watching her on all these different posts that she was doing on her Facebook page. So things to keep in mind, you know, do organized classes, keep posting about the oils. People are watching, they pay attention to you. And it's a wonderful way to connect with people. You know, people need these. So, you know, amp up your trust, your confidence in it, and go for it.
Absolutely. Sorry about my dog. Okay.
Let's finish up, shall we?
I think we need to finish up. Thanks, so guys. Thanks so much for being here. And then we'll talk soon. Sounds
All
good.
right.
Bye. Bye.